parents, make sure you always check your kids' social media, because if my parents would have checked mine way ahead of time, he would have been put in jail. He would have been arrested, and none of that would ever happen.
Do it. You scrolled on this video to do it. Oh, like that.
Welcome you, welcome me, welcome her, welcome she, welcome back to the Chan. Hey, Stink. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. So this is a story time about a teacher at my school. He wasn't my teacher. He was my cousin's teacher, and he was a pervert. And he was a pervert because it all started it was my cousin's teacher. So I used to I had gym in the same hour that my cousin had this teacher. And if you know me, I am not an athletic type of student, so I would skip gym to be in my cousin's class, bro. And he would let me skip in his class. So I thought he was a cool teacher, stuff like that. So he'll let me, stay in the class with my cousin. And yeah, I would go there every day when I was supposed to have gym. I had gym second hour. This was like in 10th grade when I was in high school. And it started with, first he would let me like sit in his chair, like at the desk, and grade papers for him and stuff. So that was cool. But then like after I started doing it like over and over, like on other days, he would sit there and like stare at me, and it was so uncomfortable and so weird, and it just didn't feel right, like having a teacher like stare down your back, like literally like right next to me. That was like the first thing. Another thing is I would sit like up in front of the class, and he would sit so close to me that I could like feel the hairs on his arm on my arm. Like I thought that was very weird. Like why would you want to sit that close to me and like skin to skin? Like that was one thing. Another thing is this is around the time that hip rolling was a popular dance. Yep, looking just like this. Very stupid. Very much goofy. And me and my cousins, some of our friends, or some of her friends, we were in the back of the class hip rolling. And he was like, "That was very good for you to be so young." Like, what do you mean that was very good? Like, that was sexual to me. That was like sexual harassment, honestly. And I forgot to mention after the time when he sat real close to me and his arm would brush against my arm. When it brushed against my arm, I had reported him to the principal. Well, no, I reported not to the principal. I reported him to my geometry teacher, and she was like my fourth hour teacher. And she was like, "You're not supposed to be in that class anyway." And she was like, "You're probably just being over dramatic and stuff like that." And I'm like, "I'm not being over dramatic. I know when I feel uncomfortable, and I felt uncomfortable in his class. Like, they're gonna tell a student, a 15-year-old, they being over dramatic about something that's making them feel uncomfortable from a grown adult in his 40s. Okay, after that situation, I was sitting in the class one day. I let all that slide, I'm like, maybe I am being over dramatic or whatever. I sat in class, and he came from like behind me and put his hands on my shoulders and started like massaging me. It was so uncomfortable, so weird to have somebody just come up to you and start touching you. A teacher, somebody who's supposed to be like a protector, like you're supposed to be like a second parent. You came touch me. I was so heated. And that's when I reported it to the principal. And the principal, he said he was going to investigate. He said he was not going to tell the teacher what student said and stuff like that, because he wanted to protect me. Like he didn't want me to be scared to come back to school and stuff. I never told my parents or anything, because I'm like, the principal gonna handle it, which I thought he didn't, but I'm gonna tell you how he did. So when he told me he was gonna handle it, so I stopped going to his class. Skipping, I started going back to gym, and then a few weeks later, it was like a few days later, he saw me in the hallway and he was like, "Why you don't come in my class no more?" And I'm thinking to myself like, I don't come to your class. Why would you want me to skip in your class? And I don't have your class. So I just told him like, Oh yeah, I was failing, which I was. I was really failing, but anyway, I just told him that. I'm like, I'm failing, and I need to start going to gym and stuff. And he was like, oh okay, well you welcome anytime you want to come. I'm like, why do you want me in your class so bad? Like, I thought that was so weird for you, like a teacher, to want me to be in your class that bad. So a couple weeks went by and nothing. I didn't hear from the principal or nothing. So I was just walking around the school like, like nothing happened. I didn't like really go back to the principal and check up on anything. One day I was in class. I forgot what class I was in, but I wasn't in gym class. And one of my friends, we had went to the bathroom. I had went to the bathroom with one of my friends, and we had just got back in the class, like literally. Then we hear the principal go over the intercom, little speaker thing, and he told all the teachers, like, don't let any students out of your classroom. Nobody come out the classroom. And I'm thinking that the school is like a terrorist attack going on or something. I'm thinking it's about to be a school shooting, so we all scared. So I look outside the window and I see a bunch of police and like dogs, and it's like a lot of police and dogs and stuff. So they come in the class. I mean, they come in the school and not the class, and they arrested him. And they arrested him for talking like back. This was like 2007 or 8, whatever. I was in 10th grade. This was like when Crushbot. It was like a social media. It was like Snapchat. It was like really a big social media. And back then he was like he was on social media. He was on Crushbot, which a lot of people like back then. Crushbot was like for teenagers and people in their 20s. It was not for people like in their 40s. And he was on there messaging underage boys and girls. He was underage kids. Period. Well, he thought he was. Well, it was really an investigator he was talking to, and they built up enough stuff to arrest him. And when I logged onto my Crushbot, I just looked his name up. And when I looked his name up, it showed I had an inbox from him, and the inbox was so old. It was like from probably like 6 months before that even happened. And I looked at the inbox, and he sent his phone number and a nude to my Crushbot. So like parents, you guys should always check your kids' social media, because it might not be your kids. You gotta watch out for creepy people. Like my teacher, my cousin's teacher, he was so freaking creepy. And when I looked at that, and I showed my principal and stuff, and he was like, well, that, you can send it if you want. I had to send it like in an email, so he can take it to the police for more evidence and stuff. And I don't know if he ever got convicted. Like, I don't even know what it would be convicted. I mean, I guess it's like, I don't know, maybe child pornography or something. I don't know what you can get convicted for, but I know that was like a predator or a pedophile. Yeah, pedophile. I think that's what it's called. But I don't know if he ever got convicted, so I don't want to really say his name. So I'm not going to say his name on the video. Anyway, but if you want to look it up from my high school, you can always look my high school up. I can just tell you in the comments the name of my school. And it's crazy because like 3 years after that, like when I graduated, or 3 years after I graduated, another teacher from that same school was arrested for stalking the principal. And he actually like got convicted. Like you can Google that too from my high school. He got convicted for stalking the teacher, like peeping on her. I forgot. I didn't really read the article because I didn't really know the teacher, because he was like a teacher that got to the school after I graduated. But yeah, I just thought that was so weird. Like my cousin's teacher would do all that, like touch my arm and stare at me so hard and compliment my dance so in a sexual way and rub my shoulders like that. I just knew I wasn't feeling uncomfortable for no reason. Like, and for my teacher who I went to at first to tell me I was being over dramatic, you cannot tell somebody they're over dramatic when they're in an uncomfortable situation. I know, everybody knows when they feel uncomfortable. So I think you should always, like, as a teacher, you should say something like that. And I was 15 years old. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to go to. I didn't know if I should call the police. I didn't want to tell my parents. And then I didn't even, like, I didn't want to tell her I was skipping class in a teacher's classroom I wasn't even supposed to be in. That's how I was thinking as a kid. When in reality, I wasn't. I don't really feel like I was. I mean, I know it was wrong for me to skip, but I should have still told. Well, I could have still told. So it was like kind of my fault anyway, because I really shouldn't have been in a classroom. I was so happy that he got arrested because I was so uncomfortable walking around at school and having to see him. And it just felt like I was walking on eggshells. Like I was like so like I just felt weird. Like I didn't. Every time he see me, I just thought he'd be looking at me all weird. So when they arrested him, oh my god, I was like so happy. And the teacher came to me and she said, like she came and got me out of lunch one time. She was talking to me. She was like, "I apologize. You know, I should have said something when you came to me." So I was thankful that she came to apologize and stuff, because she probably did take it lightly. She probably thought I was being over dramatic and stuff. But yeah, that was it for this story time. You know, I didn't want to get too much in detail because it's like a very emotional thing for me. It makes me like always feel weird. And I'd be wondering like, where's he at today? And I have so many like Instagram followers and stuff, and I'd be wondering like, did he follow me? Like, cause I don't know everybody who followed me, and I don't know if I still don't know if he got arrested. And they mentioned me. I don't know. You know, when he sent me that nude and his phone number, I don't know if they used that against him in court because I was young. I didn't even tell my parents, so they never go to court and follow up on the stuff. But I just want to know, like, what is he doing? I don't know his first name to even look him up and see if he went to jail. I just can see like the little stuff from like the articles when he got arrested. But yeah, you guys, that's it for this story time. And I can even talk about the one teacher who stalked the principal if you guys want to know about that. But anyways, thank you for listening and for me listening to my boring old self. But thanks. Bye, Stink.
Do it. You scrolled on this video to do it.